sensation, but yet again we saw Barcelona destroy Liverpool in the semi-final first leg just the other day, and right now we're waiting anxiously for the Champions League second leg semi-final clash that is going to take place on Tuesday.
And in doing so, Lionel Messi scored his 600th goal his 600th goal as he scored a brace to ensure that Barcelona got an advantage of a 3-0 win against Liverpool in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final. We move on to the other man that has made headlines this weekend. It's all about Alexander Lacazette scoring a brace as Arsenal got a 3-1 win against Valencia in the Europa League match that was played on Thursday, giving the Gunners an advantage heading into the second leg of the semi-final. Let's move on to the other person that has been making headlines this week, and it's all about Caster Semenya. Now, the IAAF, the Court for Arbitration in Sports ruled that, gave a ruling in which Semenya was appealing and said that IAAF is all in charge of the rules that are in athletics, and as it stands, Semenya will have to take an injection so that she can lower her testosterone levels a week before taking part in any athletics activity. Let's move on to the other men and women that we had making headlines this week, and it's all about the Kenya Premier League. And Nzoia Sugar gave a walkover to FC Leopards in a Kenya Premier League match that was scheduled to take place in Bukungu Stadium, but Nzoia opted to go to Mumias Complex and they did not take part in that match. So those are some of the moments that have headlined the world of sports this week. But we like to kick off a scoreline this afternoon, and we want to cross over to Blue Springs here in Nairobi, where we have Jeff Mogire on standby. Remember, earlier on in the week we had the Paralympian team that went to Morocco demonstrating that the government had not paid them their dues. Jeff Mogire, the government met with the Paralympians. What solution has been given?
I don't know how to explain this, Robinson, because one thing that I could ask a question like, how does it feel when you represent your country outside your country, represent it properly, get back with 42 medals, 11 gold, 14 silver, and 17 bronze, and then you come back, you start begging your government to pay you back the money that they owe you. They should have paid you when you were leaving the country. Remember, you have a family, you have children, you have everything that everybody depends on you, but at the end of the day, you come back, start begging your own government, demonstrating on the streets of Nairobi to pay you back. That is the situation that the Paralympics team has been going through all over since Tuesday. They just returned back to the country, and they have been through a thorough experience trying to beg their own government to pay them their allowances. They left the country to represent the country outside there, and they're coming back now to beg them on how exactly they should be paid and have some structure. Actually, I am told that yesterday there was a meeting here between the Paralympics teams and the national government on how they should be paying their allowances. And yesterday we had them on studio. They were telling us the troubles and the problems they have been facing all these days as they have been trying to beg the government to pay them back, demonstrating on the streets of Nairobi, trying to urge the government to pay them back. So I'm going to talk to some of the Paralympics members of the team here to tell us exactly their frustrations, the meeting that they have been having back there with the government. Have they bought any fruit at the end of the day, so that we know what exactly is happening? Maybe you tell us, how has it been? I'm told yesterday you had a meeting with the Ministry of Sports. What happened yesterday?
Okay, yesterday we have a meeting with the Ministry of Sports with a representative who was Karo Karaoke, whom she came yesterday and with some staff from the ministry. And the only thing that we are saying, we are not taking allowances in bunches, because she was negotiating to us and that we should take the 7,000 and they will pay after a week or 2 months or 1 month the 60,000, of which we say that with the 7,000 for real, and the current situation in the economic of Kenya, I believe the 7,000 is too little for these people to go home with. And you've stayed out of your place for almost 3 weeks, and whatever you're going to give your children or whatever you're coming home with is 7,000. I think that is too little for them to appreciate us. And the only negotiation we after the negotiation that did not come to bearing any fruit, we just told them our own view, and we decided as athletes that at the end of the day we need the 67,000 that they owe us from whatever we had from the chair, is that they owe us 67,000, but from our calculation I think it is not 67,000, it's adding up to something like 70,000, of which for them they are saying they owe us 67,000. Okay, that is not an issue. Even if they owe us 67,000 or 70,000, let them pay us the whole amount of money. We don't want to be paying in bunches because we have issues to sort out at home.
I'm told that the representative from the Ministry of Sports will be here shortly to talk to these people, to tell them exactly what they have on table for them, to give them what exactly they can give them, so that to make sure that this thing ends for good, because it doesn't look good for the country, for the Ministry of Sports itself. Ken, if you can tell us exactly how much do these guys owe you, and how does it feel when you represent your country and then you come back home and you end up not being paid that money and you end up demonstrating in the streets? You are putting on your jerseys back in Morocco a week ago, and now you're back in your country with the same jerseys demonstrating in the street. How does it feel?
We feel frustrated, and the fact remains that the athletes don't owe government 57,000. They've been here since Tuesday, and they are here because of the failure of the government. Otherwise, we would have gone to our own and live issues. So we will calculate very well from Tuesday up to today, and even if we will be here tomorrow, the local allowances still counts. So they should first stop talking about the 67 or the 91, because we are not here for our own purpose. That's why you are seeing the Kenyan jersey and the flag. And also it's very unfortunate that we are not recognized, and this thing is in public domain. So our appeal is to the president, because it seems these people are working with a lot of impunity from the CS Amina. So we request the president and the deputy president and any well-wisher to intervene the issue. But at the end of the day, that will not stop us from going to the streets. And I had announced yesterday that from tomorrow, 6 a.m., people coming from Thika and town should seek an alternative route, either bypass, either Garissa Road, or either the route to Juja that goes to Nakuru. Because there's no way we will keep on parroting the same thing.
So some of these athletes here, they have families, and I want to know about their families. I want to talk to one of them to tell us, how does it feel being away from the families, and how does it feel camping here since Tuesday until today, a couple of days at the end of the day? Does it count? Does it make them feel bad? Does it make their families feel isolated in one way or the other? Maybe I can talk to one of the members here. Kindly tell us, how does it feel being away from family?
Actually, my name is Joseph Ochieng. I was the team manager to Morocco. These all challenges you have seen through the medias. What I will just urge the ministry, it's better just to come out clearly if they are paying all allowance, because the athletes have insisted that without full payment of allowance, they'll not go home. So it's upon Kaberia and Amina, if they can borrow even the money, because I think the payment is around 4.5 million, if I'm not wrong. And the situation where athletes are, surely is very shameful to Kenyans, citizens of Kenyans, and we are supposed to be working on Dubai Championship, World Olympics qualifiers for 2020. So I urge all the publics to come out in a big number. This is our right. We are not begging. And there is no way out that the ministry can say that they don't have money. This is a process which was done. The budgeting was done. It was approved. You cannot approve you cannot approve a budget if you don't have money. That's very unfair.
Kabir, I am told that the PS or a representative from the Ministry of Sports will be here today to talk to you. Have they communicated at what time they will be here? Because we were told to be here by 1 p.m. and we were here by 1 p.m. We never saw anybody. Have they communicated to you to tell you exactly at what time are they coming to talk to you about the issue and solve it once and for all?
There's no any communication from morning. What we just heard from one of the media houses that the PS is coming here. So there is no any official communication unless they want to ambush the team. That's the truth of the matter. And the standing of the athletes they made their decision yesterday. It's not official. Nobody is inciting these athletes because it has been a habit that there are some athletes who are still claiming that all Africa Games they were not paid. London they were not paid. So they feel that this team was so big, there's a possibility they cannot be paid the full amount. Because what athletes they are arguing yesterday, if yesterday the ministry managed and it is on weekend to get local allowance, there's something fishy which is being cooked. Maybe they want to ambush our athletes. And as chair lady have said, they presented everything to the ministry. Now it's upon Kaberia and minister to come out and clear the air. There's no need of putting these athletes here for the last 7 days. And I know very well it's going to affect even the training of the athletes. They're supposed to be in training right now, preparation for Dubai.
Maybe. Thank you so much. That is a team which is actually this is the team, the same team which will be representing the country in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And we don't exactly know what will happen after this. So we expect the government to come out and talk to these people, have a conversation on how they're going to be paid their money and solve this thing once and for all to avoid this kind of shame that is happening in the country at the moment. Back to you, Robinson.
Well, thanks a lot, Jeff Mogire, who is here in Nairobi following up on the meeting between the Paralympians and the government. Will be telling us later on the resolutions from that meeting. But let's move on. And the Chapa Dimba and Safaricom also team that will attend a training camp in Spain was unveiled today in a ceremony held at Ligi Ndogo grounds in Nairobi. The team consists of 32 players of the best brother, 17 boys and 16 girls scouted from across the country during the 8 regional finals. The players leave Nairobi on Monday, 6th May to Catalonia, Spain to meet the La Liga coaches for a 10-day training camp. During their stay in Spain, the team will play against the local youth sides. Watch a live match between Barcelona and Getafe on 12th April at the Camp Nou.
Mtasimama mkipiga picha huko La Liga. Wanga pepeta. Oi, oi. Haya, na count 1 up to 3 you shout chapati. Make it through. One step back. Kama una smile. Nyuma.
Now to matters related football, the Kenya under-15 national team registered its 3rd straight win, beating Kariobangi Sharks under-15 3-1 as the FKF Elite Youth League entered its 3rd round. Goals by Jill Harrell, Joseph Munala and Rajab Umar saw the junior stars maintain their perfect record. Eric Juma scored Sharks consolation. In another match played in the same day, Diamond FC had earlier in the day left it led to edge out Akakoro 3-2. Yes! Oh.
There you go.
Game in a flow.
ukidelay na ball unapata inakuwa very difficult to keep the ball. Then no maana tumeconcede 1 goal second half imekuwa ngumu. No, I'm on the right track. When the games inaenda.
Yeah, today we're here at FKF Elite League. This is the 3rd round of games. Today we are at Camp Toyo. 6 games taking place, under 15 games. Tomorrow we'll be at Farasilen, under 13 games. Again, another 6 games taking place. I think the level is very competitive, very high. Some very surprising results, some unknown teams which are impressing. For example, a team like Diamond, I think today's result against Akakoro, very interesting. It was a very good game, both teams very skilled, but we didn't expect Diamond to actually come out as winners, but they did. That just shows the diverse nature of football.
And in yet another match, Ligindogo were also 2-0 winners over Mukuru Talent Academy. David Mukiama and Julian Kafafa were on target. Kikit Kenya, meanwhile, ran over Maisa Talent Academy 5-3. Kenneth Kanyuri netted a hat-trick for Kikit Kenya, with Kelvin Maina netting a brace. Another brace by Bonaventure Magana and a goal by Eliud Washira for Maisa were not enough to salvage a point for Maisa.
Well, of course, some of the matches that were played yesterday, we now want to take a quick look at the results from the other matches that were played before taking a quick look at the fixtures that we have in the under-13 category. Diamond got a 3-2 win over Akakoro, and then we had Ligindogo getting a 2-0 win over Mukuru Talent, the match that we've just featured. Kikit Kenya got a big 5-3 win over Maisa Academy. So those are the results from some of the matches that were played yesterday. Uweza Academy getting a 3-2 win over Kamkunji All-Stars. And then we had Vapor Sports emerging with a 5-2 win over Young Talent. And Center of Excellence getting a 3-1 win over Kariobangi Sharks. We have a number of fixtures that are in the under-13 category for Sunday, and Kamkunji All-Stars will be taking on Uweza. Vapor Sports will be battling the Mukuru Academy, and then Akakoro will be taking on Kariobangi Sharks. Remember, those are the results from the under-15 and the fixtures that we have in the under-13 categories in the FKF Elite League. Those are the fixtures and the results from the under-13 and the under-15 categories that we have in the FKF Elite League. Now, let's get to some basketball action. And Blazers beat Barclays Bank in the KBF Division 1 match. In the first quarter, Blazers had a 17-6 win, and Barclays rallied back from that 17-6 win in the first quarter to get a 9-8 lead in the second. Barclays are now targeting promotion to the Premier League. Let's take a look at the action from the KBF Division 1 action that took place this morning at the Nyayo Gymnasium in Nairobi.
Well, it was a well-balanced match. We're new in this division, so we just got promoted. My boys couldn't rebound the first time. Barclays had a bit of an offensive start, but we tried, and we'll just have to fix the gaps that we saw in today's game moving forward.
Talking about the gaps, you're talking about Barclays having an offensive start in the first quarter, but you guys came back strongly in the second and third quarter, getting a win in those quarters. What do you think you changed maybe in terms of style of play when you came to the following the second and the third quarter to make sure that you get those wins?
Well, basketball is a game of matchups, so we're much bigger than them. So we put our big men to rebound and to get the offensive fouls, and that made us win the second and third quarters. The only difference is they took a huge lead in the first quarter, which we couldn't catch up. But it was a well-played game, so congratulations to them.
Well, every time you're going against some savvy veterans, it's always a game that you look forward to because they know how to play and they play a very smart game. So every time you can come away with a win, you're always excited, especially one where it's a close game and you're able to close it out with some excellent plays and taking the options that they're giving us. Well, they started playing a very physical game and they started loading up the paint. And we had a little problem because they're way bigger than us and they used their size and physicality to keep us out of the paint. And we ended up settling for jumpers instead of attacking the rim. So that's where we had problems. But when our jumpers started falling, the game changed.
Kenya Basketball Federation Division 1 games that were played in the morning, the results of the match between Barclays and Blazers. That is where we take a break. When we come back, Kelvin Kimathi will be speaking to Kenya Rugby Union Chairman Oduor Gangla to let us know what his vision is for rugby in the country. That will be after the break.